Good. Good.
Okay, so we've heard from the teachers, and I want to invite Matt and Dwight, after Gage is done, to say anything also. But I do want to bring up a student. This is Gage Skurlock from the high school, and Gage has been a part of the German class, Mrs. Hammond's class. He's also in a couple classes that actively use My Big Campus, so he's going to give you a good perspective.
Okay.
Didn't you just win some journalism awards also?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit
That's
about
next
that.
board meeting. You guys are getting way ahead. We're bringing that next.
I just have paper and pencil.
We're moving forward. We're moving forward.
Goodness, we can't keep up.
So, starting off, I think that this step forward in technology, I think that this has been the single most important improvement that we've ever had in education in anywhere, especially here at Rolla High School and not here, but the Rolla district as a whole. I think that the technology was, it's hard to imagine having anything else because, our pacifiers cost 99 cents on the Apple App Store instead of going to Walmart and having a real. We've grown up with it, and it's natural for us. I have a bunch of key points with it. I think first we have a physical advantage. So we, in the future, we'll have, I see more of a technology base. This is just going down the runway. We're taking off here. You have one device as opposed to 4 books, 3 notebooks, 7 folders, and hundreds of papers. You have My Big Campus that has all of the schoolwork you need. You have My Big Campus that has your videos that you need for your screencast for your class. You have online research from all these different sources that are everywhere at the ends of your fingers. You forgot your book, your notes, your essay, your homework at home. No, you didn't, because it's saved on My Big Campus. It's saved on Google Docs, and your dog's probably going to have a hard time eating your iPad. So we have an information advantage. I like to think of it as instead of a square, we now have a circle. Instead of we have 300 pages of math, we now have, and on the 300 pages, you can only get what's already on the pages. We now have this circle of the internet where you see x equals 2y. Well, why does x equals 2y? And then you Google why does x equal 2y, and you just keep going, and you can learn as much as you possibly would ever want to learn. We have multiple resources for help in class. Like Mrs. Hammond was saying, you can sometimes not keep up with what the teacher is saying. Maybe everybody else in the class is understanding it. You aren't, especially for people moving here from another country, for example. If they're having a hard time understanding something, they now can use multiple resources to be able to find out what is going on in class. Endless possibilities for more learning. So if you're in social studies class and you hear about George Washington Carver very briefly, but you're really interested, who is George Washington Carver? Right there on your device, you're looking up who that is. You'll always be informed about what's going on. You won't be able to miss a thing because if you have a question, it's right there. The answer is there. The technology also helps with classes that aren't available. For example, I know plenty of people at the high school who are taking high college level math courses, and instead of going to Missouri S&T and completing the course and having to take all this time out of their day commuting, they now have the device that they can take anywhere in the school connected to the internet and complete their coursework in the library, in the stairs, in a porta potty, on an airplane, anywhere. And we have, and like I said earlier, there's no questions that will ever be left unanswered. There's only a certain amount of time in an hour, but the internet will always be there, and you can check it. You can check it 24 hours a day. We have participation advantages. We have QR codes at the front of the classroom. Now everybody is on the same page because all you have to do is read the QR code and you're there. We have visualization through the screencasts and countless other videos and stuff just like that. interactive software and apps. My Big Campus, Google Docs, Doceri, Poplic, just to name a few, where once we had a piece of paper where we'd have to make a copy of it if we want more than one person to see it. We now have Google Docs where people go on and are updating in live time and editing each other's work, or My Big Campus where you update or you upload your assignment and people are able to come in and comment on how well you did or what you could change, and you can submit it to your teacher. Especially with My Big Campus, it's a really great resource, and it has potential to be the best thing that we could use at the school. We always have available resources from class. So if you like Mrs. Hammond's screencast, if you forget what happened in the lab, then you go home and you check the screencast, and you now know what's going on. So you don't have to make sure that you take home your book and your 400 pages of work and 7 folders and 6 pencils and 4 binders and 3 it's all right there. And another thing about it is it's the cool factor. If we go forward on this.
On the side. Pull it down.
The cool factor,
There
yeah.
you go.
So it's really cool to be able to use an iPad or a laptop in class for your school, especially from a perspective of a student who comes from a home where he has nothing, you know. A person who comes from a home of dirt floors and no electricity to come to school and be able to use an iPad, it's like a completely different world. It may not be the coolest thing for somebody who's always had it, but the people who come to school and are able to use this for the first time, it's really something else for them. We have monetary advantages. No more paper. I can see in the future no more paper because all of our assignments are now on My Big Campus, and now all of our note taking is through Google Docs and stuff. Another great one that everybody would be excited about is cut back on printer ink.
Yes.
I don't see a point of using printer ink when we don't really need to print anything out, because it's not really there's no really a good point for it, because now if you want to access your notes, you can access it on your phone, access it on your iPad. Heck, I can take these notes that I'm looking at right now, step outside and look at the same notes on my phone because it's always there. No more replacing books, and that means we have countless amounts of books that are destroyed after every course, regardless of if it's a semester course or a year-long course. We have books being destroyed all the time. Whereas this year, so far with our devices, we've only had one device that has had any problems. And the reason is because the device provided from the school is not going to go home where it's going to break. It's not going to break in the classroom. They all have protective cases, and I mean, I don't think that there's any plans to do any jousting with the iPads or anything that would cause it any harm. So it's great. Convenience advantages. Everything you need is in the palm of your hands. So with my phone, I now have my social life, I have my calculator, I have my watch, I have my notes. But in the swipe of a finger, I also have my homework. I also have what we did in class today. I have all the videos that we've done. It's right there. It's meeting the students where they already are, which is on their phone. It's really convenient for homebound students, students with a disability, and sick students. If you can't come to class that day, you can watch the screencast. You can go on My Big Campus and see what the assignment is and what needs to be turned in. It's like you're not even missing a moment of class because it's always right there for you. Permanent storage in cyberspace for free. You don't have to worry about the physical. It's so detrimental to carry around a heavy backpack. I get home and I have sore shoulders for weeks from carrying around my backpack. I think it's probably about 40 pounds, whereas this, you carry it around on a string tied to your pinky. And it's not going to go away. No, I mean, your dog's not going to eat your cyberspace homework, and you have a hard time doing that. And parental advantages. The parents will always be able to check their students' progress on My Big Campus. We've already had the parent-student portal, but it's going to be accessed so easily now that the parent will not miss a beat. They will never feel out of contact or left out from what's going on at school. If they're curious as to what the curriculum is in chemistry, all they have to do is visit the chemistry page and see what's going on. If they're curious as to what vocab words we're learning in German class, they have to go on to Mrs. Lewick's My Big Campus website, and it's right there, all the resources that we've been using. There's no need to purchase notebooks all the time, no need to purchase pens and pencils all the time. The school supplies will essentially be cut, aside from devices, which would also be provided from the schools. So we wouldn't have a list of 25 things that you need on the first day of school. It's a burden that is no longer there. It'd be a few pens, maybe one notebook, and I mean, if you can, a device. Otherwise, it's there for you at school, and it's a really good advantage. And then we have other advantages, such as announcements will always be accessible. If you want to know why there are a bunch of police congregating in the parking lot, if you're really curious if we're in danger or something, you have your device is at your desk. Why don't you just go to the Rollo District News website and see what's going on? Meeting the students, like I said earlier, we're meeting the students where they are, and people are really down with this. I tell you, there's not one person at the high school that does not like using technology. And I mean, if they say they don't, they're probably lying. So we're really meeting them where they are. Raise morale of students and teachers. People love this stuff. They would be. It's so much better to come to school and be able to be a part of this than it is. I mean, writing on paper has been going on since what, 10,000 BC. So coming to school and being able to use these iPads and laptops is really cool. And like Dr. Zala says, it's a good day to be a bulldog.
Great day.
So, great day to be a bulldog. So it's preparation for the job market. The jobs in the future are all going to be online. People are going to be prepared, especially in college, where they're going to be required to use things such as My Big Campus or Blackboard or Google Docs or whatever. They're going to be able to just jump right with it because they already know what's going on. And the last thing is teachers are learning too, and the students are comfortable knowing that the teachers didn't grow up with their pacifier coming off the App Store, and that they're not going to know everything about technology immediately. We're very comfortable knowing that they're going to be learning with us at the same time, because I don't know. People, I think that everybody is really comfortable with the teachers learning along with us, and figuring out, like Frau Lewick said, what is good for their personalities. Some people might like one thing, and other teachers might like another one. So, yeah, overall, this year has been a really great thing with technology. I think it's hard to put into words. It's like we're coming down the runway on a jet about to take off. I can just feel it. And if we keep going forward, we will be soon flying high in the sky where nobody can catch us, because we will be the greatest school in Missouri, in the United States, in the world. So it's really something. It's really something, and it's been a great year, and I can only see it getting better from here. And yeah, it's been an honor to be able to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gage.
Does anybody have any questions?
He wrote that all. That's nice job.